Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Expanse. Today we are watching Season 1, Episode 2, and it is called The Big Empty. So last week we were kind of introduced to the characters and to the concept of the world. There's tension rising between Mars and Earth and the Moon. And our heroes, our main characters, we have the crew that's left of the Canterbury that was destroyed at the end of the last episode. So I imagine they will be picking up the pieces and seeing where things lead them. We've also got this jaded cop, Miller his name was, I think, and he's trying to find the Princess of the Moon who'd run away. So I imagine that these two storylines will overlap at some point. Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes, interested to start getting to know the characters more. I think it's episode 2 now, so we might be safe from unexpected deaths, at least for a little bit. So yeah, without further ado, I guess let's just get into it and have some fun.
A perfect cup of coffee.
Flashback by the looks of it, because I think this is on the Canterbury and
taste.
she's dead.
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah,
Ade.
when they met. Oh, that's not good.
Somebody close the hatch!
How does that work? If the airlock is breached, wouldn't it be sucking the air out? I don't know how space works. And they're just exposed to the void at that point? I feel like that would mean they would be losing air a lot faster and there would be a lot more whooshing. Yeah, I guess if they busted their airlock, that's going to make it difficult to connect to another ship. I love the thing just floating there to remind you that there's no gravity. That's great. And the token girl has short hair so that the gravity has no effect on her and they don't have to CGI in long hair every time. Oh no. In the middle of the shower. He's just sneaking into her house and using her voice.
Copy all files.
Copy all files.
That's AI technology gone wrong there. Seems very topical.
Maybe what you hate about me the most is that I remind you of yourself.
I feel like that applies to him somehow. The way that the camera panned over to him seems to imply foreshadowing of an arc. He can finish his shower hair. He actually did. Okay. The costuming is just beautiful. Like the colors of that are gorgeous.
I'm gonna go outside and see what's what. Great.
They really are
We'll
just
wait
on
here.
a escape raft, life raft in the middle of the ocean.
Airlock's done.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Unless that's the ship.
Dude, all the symptoms, just breathe. Breathe. Deep. Breathe.
I think that was more than just shock. I think that was a fully panic attack. Oh great, now he's drugging him.
There, you chilled? Okay. Now we're gonna go outside. I'm gonna fix the antenna.
I mean, if they're running out of oxygen, then drugging the people is, it's not the worst idea in the world.
Watch your step, boys.
Alone view.
I'm enjoying the exploration of the, how things are functioning, like the water and the air. The grass is needed, the greenery is needed to keep the air clean and whatnot, so they need to use water on that. But water is scarce. It creates an interesting dynamic in an interesting world. Is that the dude who was having a panic attack? No. This guy with the hat. So we've got Alex, we've got Naomi, we've got Holden, and Amos? I'm not sure who the last guy is. I'm so glad for the subtitles right now, because I would not be following who was talking with the helmets on. Shit. Oh.
Breathing. We're buddy breathing.
Buddy breathing? I'm attached to these guys already. That's what a good bottle episode does for you. Chuck some people in one enclosed space and... slow breaths. Oh boy. Yeah, there we go. Kick it a few times and it works.
Get back in here now.
Don't open it all the way, because you're going to have to close it again real fast. Come on. Oh, I knew that. Okay, they weren't going to do that on episode 2. Gotta give us a cast to get to know. Yes. Yes, give me a hug. Now I think everyone is ready for a nap. And that will save air as well. That looks like such a distracting way to use a device. Does she have the same tattoo as that belter guy had around her neck? He's still got the cactus. Did we hear what OPA stands for? Oh. Shower round 2. Yeah. So.
Away from the aqua. Tell all your friends.
So I'm pretty sure that Miller has had kids or wants kids or there's a parental bones going on there. I'm picking up. What with this scene and the scene in the last episode with the kids, he got really angry when the guy cut the air off to those kids. You know, I'll talk more about it at the end, I think. Oh my gosh, buffering again. Maybe I'll talk more about it now. Okay, while it's buffering, and while I'm letting that load, I will have a quick talk now. In that, I think, like I was saying before, I'm pretty sure Miller, at least part of his arc, is going to be something to do with, you know, parental vibes. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a kid who died or something. I'm just getting hints of it with how he reacted to the guy cutting off the air and hurting the kids last episode. There may be something in there with the Lunar Princess who he's looking for. I think she may remind him of something. Remind him of someone even. Maybe a daughter or a younger sister or someone close to him. I think that there's going to be definitely an arc of him becoming a parental figure or kind of reclaiming or claiming for the first time that kind of role, which I'm excited for. I love this kind of character. So, yeah, I'm excited for this development. Anyway, let's see if it will let me play it again.
Madam, I apologize for calling so late.
This beacon we answered isn't pirate tech. It's top-grade military stuff. Serial stamp on the main board.
Oh,
Martian
Mars is
congressional
destroying water shuttles
It makes all kinds of
to rile up Ceres so that they join Mars because they think Earth is cutting off their water. But why would they want conflict with Earth? Given how reluctant the Canterbury was to go for a distress signal, their chances are looking rather grim, really. Scopula. Where did I... Oh, I heard that before. I heard that name before. But I can't remember where. Is it the escape pod ship? It's not really big enough for a transport ship.
It's gonna be a hell of a close shave.
Of course it is. There wouldn't be drama if it wasn't a close shave.
And we just told them where we were.
Well, that's not good. Well, maybe they'll be nice now that they've destroyed their... No, they won't let anyone survive. No survivors, no witnesses. Got something to talk about at the end. He's still got his cacti. I hope he names it. Does the cacti have a name? Oh, that's cool. Oh, here she is. No. I keep thinking she's the heiress. He's getting attached to her. I feel like he's going dad mode. And he hasn't even met her. Oh, that's the scopuli. Okay.
We're about to be taken aboard the MCRN down in
Alex, shut down. Lock us out. Lock us out.
I actually missed what he was saying. I'm gonna rewatch. Oh, that was terrifying. The way the shadow just came over the tiny ship. Okay, but maybe Mars will be nice. I am interested to see Mars, because we've seen a bit of Earth and we've seen a bit of the Belt. But I don't know much about what's going on with Mars and what their culture is like. It's a cool grabber-nabber.
Mars Congressional Republic. Move and you die.
Okay, not nice. Good to know. Mars is not nice. Well. Okay, I want to talk about the use of water in that episode because it was very well done, with water being one of the main focuses with the plot that Miller was tracking down. But I really liked that it was like a consistent through theme, the water kind of showing up, you know, he couldn't finish his shower, he used the water at Julia's apartment. But even smaller things like the guy on Earth, when he was talking to the ambassador lady, he had this glass of water that he was just drinking. Or Miller pouring it into the glass and then back into the jar. Kind of that difference between on Earth, they just have it, but he pours it back into the jar, into the belt. I don't know. I'm not... Oh, and then on the escape pod, they almost had too much water on the escape pod and they couldn't use it, whereas on the belt they were running out. Even the condensation in the water in the escape pod was potentially from shards of ice or like leftovers that were on the Canterbury, although that could be a reach. But you know, it could just be like the Canterbury couldn't bring water, so now everyone is lacking. But on this escape pod they have the remnants of it, but they can't use it, or they don't need it. They need air more than anything. I don't know, I found it a very interesting theme and imagery throughout the whole episode. Even the Belter prisoner was kept in a pod of water, which, you know, on Earth they have so much water that they can use it to submerge a guy to have a conversation with him. Whereas on the belt, Miller is pouring water back into the glass, into the jug, because there's so little of it. You know, the kids were drinking this mouthful of dirty water and being so excited over it. I found that very interesting through line and theme throughout, and I started kind of keeping an eye out for uses of water, which I thought it added quite a fun depth to it, and I wonder if that will be something that continues, or if next episode will have something else. Right, so, I quite enjoyed that episode. I got into it a lot more than the first one, I think. We're kind of getting to know the main cast. We've got the people aboard the escape pod. So, I mentioned in the episode, but what I think happened was Mars lured the Canterbury away, specifically the Canterbury, because they were bringing water to Ceres. And then they destroyed the water carrier so that Ceres didn't get the water, so that the water rations were heightened and enforced. And then the Belters would get more and more upset at Earth and rise tensions, which will then cause the Belters to side with Mars instead of Earth. I enjoy that kind of political depth of everything, and I'm interested to see where that goes and how the remnants of the crew of the Canterbury fit into things now that they're prisoners of Mars. I'd imagine that Mars probably won't want to let them go again, considering that they know what happened. That will undermine their plan and potentially have Earth and the Belt turning against them. So Miller, I had a bit of a talk about this before, but I definitely think that he's getting attached to Julia, and I think he's feeling protective over her. And I'm very interested to know what will happen when they actually meet, because he seems to know a lot about her and about who she is. And I feel like he's kind of getting protective and paternal over her. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that develops. We also had introduction of... No, I forgot the name, but the OPA? Yeah, OPA. The OPA, who's, I guess, the extremists of the Belters, who are unhappy with Earth. The other thing that I noticed was that the Scopuli was the damaged ship in the episode 1 that the Canterbury went off to try and help. And that was the ship that Julia was on, apparently. And I think that my subtitles, when I was watching that episode, said that Julia was the lady at the start, who saw the people in the blue screaming thing. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that was Julia. I would not be able to recognize her because I'm somewhat face blind. But I'm pretty sure that was Julia. So where she is now, I have no idea. Maybe she's on the Mars ship. If the Canterbury crew meet up with her, that would be fun. Yeah, I'm not sure what will come next. I'm excited for the two storylines to kind of cross over. We had a bit of hints of that with mentions of the Canterbury's destruction. So looking forward to that. That will be fun. Looking forward to learning more about the political conflict that's going on and seeing that ramp up. Looking forward to get to know the characters a lot more. I enjoyed seeing them in that kind of almost a bottle episode where they were forced together. I enjoyed seeing them hug after a near-death experience. I feel like there's not nearly enough of platonic hugging going on in my TV shows, so hopefully this will be good. Interested to see what will happen when Holden comes clean about following the distress call. I feel like the others will not be happy, so maybe let's have a few more close death experiences to build up that bond so that they're all buddy-buddy and are okay with it. Anyway, I think that will do it for me. Thank you for watching along. I hope you will join me for future episodes. Alright, bye!